Well, hello and welcome to a special edition of the Reinsurance podcast on a yacht in Monte Carlo.
Thank you very much.
Very appropriate. We're here today with Javier San Basilio, the CEO of Mapfre Re, who's going to give us a bit of a tour of this event, why it exists, and to share a bit of an update about Mapfre as well in the process. But how are you doing?
Well, thank you very much. I'm doing very well. This is not my day-to-day environment, and I appreciate the variety. You know, as you were asking, this event, it doesn't seem like a logical thing nowadays, but it has a lot of meaning, it has a lot of purpose, and it serves very well the industry to get to a common understanding of what we can expect from our clients. We get to see a lot of clients in a very short period of time. The clients need to see also from us what we will expect from them in the coming renewals. So I think it's very welcoming, even if it's a bit of a mess, because you know how the schedule is. It's not all fun and play, it's not all spending time on a yacht. Indeed. We're actually running meetings from 7 in the morning until late in the evening, but it's very useful and it's very good for the industry, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And you mentioned the renewals coming up. We've obviously had some very strange years over the past 4 or 5 years. How are things looking now for you, do you think?
Well, I think for the industry, things are looking more or less all right. I mean, we've had 2 quarters of good result after all the action that the industry took in last year's renewals. But still, there are lots and lots of new uncertainties being presented to the industry, an increase in what we used to be calling secondary perils for lack of a better name, but they are dragging a lot of the results of our clients and of ourselves. But still, the measures taken last year have presented us with better portfolios, better performing portfolios. The investment environment is also helping a bit. So I think it's a more promising outlook than the one we had a year ago, but with a lot of concerns as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think we've seen, as you mentioned, tons of clients here, but also the rating agencies are here giving their outlook and saying, actually things look quite stable and quite positive. I guess, does that feel the same for Mapfre Re as well?
It feels, I mean, for Mapfre Re, it feels fairly all right, fairly stable. We had a very good campaign last year. It was a bit more disorderly than we would have liked it because that was the state of the market, but Mapfre Re did what we needed to do. We preserved the immense majority of our relationship with our client. We're very long-term oriented, so we were able to change the shape of the portfolio without losing our client base. And for the industry, I think it looks okay, but with concerns. I mean, we've only had 2 quarters of good results after 5 years of underperforming as an industry. So I think we need to be a bit more patient.
Yeah, so it sounds like perhaps that rate momentum is going to continue going into this renewals, do you think?
Rate momentum, I think, is going to continue, but adequate to the different markets and to the different clients. I think it's going to be a much more individual approach to rating, and not only rating, it's also definition of coverage and terms and conditions and structures. But it's going to be much more individualized than it was a year ago, probably.
Do you think some of the changes that were made last year and a much more disorderly renewal season, do you think they will stick going into this renewals, or do you think we'll see people try and push back to where they were before that?
I think it's going to be a bit too early to push back to where they were before. It took a long time of soft market and conditions going down to get to the point where we were a couple of years ago. Of course, some people will try to recover part of the coverages and conditions they had before, but I think it's probably a bit too early. I mean, I think we need to stabilize the market. We need also to see how the new increase in secondary perils and secondary hazards flow through the portfolios in the coming years, but I think it's too early. Some people will try, definitely, but I think there's a general consensus that discipline needs to be maintained.
Yeah, and I think we've seen a lot of brokers going around with slightly, pressuring conversations, but not much success so far, perhaps. So.
Yeah, well, brokers need to find the better deal for the clients, but they also, and they're very good and very professional brokers in this industry and in this conference, but they need to find a sustainable product for the client in which both of us, the client and the reinsurer, have a long-term view and a long-term profitability expectation that manages our capital needs as well. So.
Absolutely, I think that long-term aspect is truly important. It's why, as you said, we're here, to see everybody in real life, all at once. How did you find it during the pandemic when this event didn't take place? And versus now being back here again in the age after Microsoft Teams and Zoom. And all
well,
that sort of
Microsoft Teams and all the tools we used throughout the pandemic were fantastic, and it helped us to keep on going. But I think personal interaction and face-to-face meetings and detailed and constructive meetings provide an extra layer of benefit to the whole of the industry. So during the pandemic, we managed to provide the service that clients were needing from us, but it wasn't a time in which you could create new products or design new structures or incorporate new members of the teams. So it was a challenging one. It's true that our industry, being so long-term oriented, we all knew each other, so we could keep on trading even on different means. But I think these events really have a value.
Yeah, definitely. It seems to be thriving.
Yes.
Very, very busy this year. What are you most looking forward to over the next couple of days, or the rest of what remains, I suppose?
Catch up with people I haven't been able to meet personally during the year, and for us to be able to tell to our clients what we expect from them and what can we do for them to be in a better position in the coming renewals. And we want to anticipate and have the discussions we need to have as early in the renewal process as possible. So anticipation for us is a key.
Excellent. Well, Javier, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on board.
Thank you very much
for the Reinsurance podcast. We hope to see you around the event soon. But
I'm sure we will cross our path in the coming few days.
Amazing.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
very
being
much.
here.
Thank you.